Hey yo, what is poppin'? It's your boy Whiteout, and let's try to not have an anxiety attack together because we are going to be watching 10 scary caving videos that will put you seriously on edge. At least that's what the video is called. These are going to give us the opposite of FOMO, right? The opposite of fear of missing out, because I am not going to be a part of any of this. I've seen some cave videos in the past, and these dudes are literally breathing to get through the caves. Absolutely not. That thing, that gives me an anxiety attack just watching. So let's lock in and let's watch them together. These are really scary videos, so let's see how they go. Let's lock in for this. I don't even want to. Okay, let's do it together. Let's do it together. I'm going to hit the volume up a little bit, and then we're going to get into this. Boom, let's go.
Darren Keeli.
That doesn't look bad.
Darren Keeli is one of several cave systems in the Langattock escarpment near Cricken Howell in South Wales. The cave was discovered in 1957 and is one of the longest cave systems in the country, and parts of it are not for the faint-hearted.
Let's
With
see
its insanely tight crawls and daunting names such as the
No, already? This is number 5. This is number 5, and this is how tight we already are. Like, it's not. I can't tell if it's that bad. Is this sideways, or is this like he has to crawl through it sideways? Also, this looks like the inside of a sperm whale. I don't know why. It's just giving that vibe. What is going on here?
the Armageddon, and the Death Squeeze.
The Death Squeeze? That sounds fun.
Who would dare to attempt it. Keith Edwards and his
You're like getting rebirth at that point. What is going on?
caving colleagues first ventured into the cave in April 2010. Take a look.
It doesn't look that bad. That's not that bad. Okay? Like, yeah, it's
Since
uncomfortable.
That first visit, they have returned several times, and here is one of the group attempting to squeeze through the vice.
So he is squeezing through. That, nah. That one's bad. That's bad. That one I don't like. Like, at first when he was going through and it was like the little kind of hole and he's crawling through it and it kind of opens up. That's fine. Like a quick little crawl through to an open. I can do that. This, a little excessive. A little like, what's the point, you know? What is all this stuff
Not
on the
something
walls?
we'd be signing up for.
He's over here recollecting his life after that.
Stuck.
Oh,
This
nice.
next
Stuck.
footage
That
shows
sounds like
the
a good
terrifying
name.
moment a potholer becomes stuck in Lost John's Cave on Leckfall in Lancashire, England. It shows Bob Johnson struggling to free himself as freezing water engulfs him. Take a look.
No. No. Why? Did he go down that way? Did he go down? Because if he came in and he's coming through that way, does he realize he needs to get back that way? And if he got down there, it's all slippery. It's hard to grab. Why would you do that? I mean, L cameraman, but also W cameraman for getting it on shot. But also, he could help him and grab his hand. I don't really see him stepping in.
Thankfully, other cavers managed to help him, and although bruised and shaken, Bob was unhurt. He later said, "I won't be doing that again."
Yeah, that's a good wake-up call. That's a really good wake-up call. What?
Dan Sedron. Dan Sedron's YouTube channel has been active for some years. He mainly reviews tech equipment and films himself and his friends during various adventures.
That's a switch
However,
up if
every
you
now
do
and
tech.
then he does a bit of extreme caving, and in this video, which contains a claustrophobia warning, he takes a solo trip to Warsaw Caves in Ontario, Canada.
Solo trip is crazy. Taking a solo trip alone to a claustrophobic warning cave, unless the video is just titled claustrophobic warning, but either way, I don't think you should do that alone. I feel like you're kind of screwing yourself.
A group of caves that contain long, tight passages and areas that are accessible to adventurous spelunkers. Take a look.
I mean, he's not finna do that.
Actually, if there was a day to do something in the rain, this is it.
Really? I feel like the water would just go down in
That's
it.
bone. That's a fossil.
What kind of fossil? Like a human fossil? I think that's a sign. I feel like that's a sign because even if it's an ant fossil, like I feel like it's a sign that you shouldn't be there. Because if an ant can't fit through it, why do you expect to? What? What?
That looked incredibly tight, and to do that alone is
Dude,
probably
imagine
not
all the
recommended.
spiders. That's not that bad. That's not as bad. I'm not gonna lie. That's not like the worst I've seen.
Rescue gone wrong. This next clip is horrific and has a very sad backstory. In January 2002, Dave Shaw, a highly ranked technical deep diver specialist, decided to retrieve the body of a fellow diver, Dion Dreyer, who had lost his life in Boas Mansgat, South Africa 10 years earlier. Dave was determined to bring Dion's bones back to his family for burial, but it wasn't going to be easy in one of the world's deepest freshwater diving holes, 271 meters down.
So,
The
wait a minute. People scuba dive and they scuba dive into caves? That's a thing? So he was going to like pick up somebody who apparently passed away, but he's a scuba diver and they scuba dive caves? I didn't even know that was a thing.
recovery operation was recorded by the diving team with an underwater camera. The dive starts well, and Dave found Dion's body without problem and hooked a line to it so he could bring it to the surface. But he ran into difficulty when the body unexpectedly began to move away, as the skeleton within Dion's wetsuit had turned into a soap-like substance called adipocere, which floats. Dave desperately tried to retrieve it, but eventually gave up and started his ascent. But as he swam up, his light got snagged on the line he'd attached to Dion's body. Dave desperately tried to free himself, but the lines had become entangled, and the physical effort of trying to free himself caused Dave to eventually pass out.
That is not a place you want to be. You're underwater in a cave with minimal oxygen and you pass out. That is terrifying.
Sadly, he died under the water, next to the body he tried to save.
Oh, man.
This video of the recorded footage is narrated by his diving friend, Don Shirley, who was his support diver that day, and who also nearly lost his life trying to save his friend.
How did he
3
retrieve the
days
footage?
later, both of the bodies were pulled to the surface as the dive team retrieved their equipment.
Oh, okay.
Dave's death has been profiled in a number of documentary films, including the 2020 documentary called Dave Not Coming Back.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Imagine being stuck underwater in a cave, because at least if you're like just stuck in a cave, right? It is terrifying, but as long as you're not alone, you can probably get somebody to go get help. Worst case scenario, you know, even if you're stuck in a position where you're like actually stuck, you can potentially get out of it. When you're underwater like that, it is literally the scare. Like, that's even more scary. I can't even imagine that.
Tight squeeze at Deep Cave. Trying to squeeze through the smallest entrance into Deep Cave in Edwards County, Texas, without any specialist equipment is not the best idea.
Oh
But
my
this group
God,
of friends
no.
did just that, some attempting to enter the tiny hole head first.
Why? Why?
This video went viral over 10
Why?
years ago. Take a look.
The shoulders are getting through.
Why?
There we go.
Imagine. What are you doing?
Head first.
Why?
Holy cow.
Why? Why?
Everybody else goes through the other way.
Right there, you're done. You get stuck right there, you're done. Why would you do that? What's the purpose? For a few internet likes? I'm all set. Like, what? That's where we go. That's.
Shove that in there. Your ass is in the.
Shove down.
Imagine struggling to get
They're
in that hole,
laughing.
then being stuck in there, panicked, and not able to get out. Foolish or brave? You decide.
It's absolutely foolish. Because it's not even the fact of going in, it's the fact of having to get back out. Going in head first, imagine all that blood rushing to your head because you get stuck for 3 hours. Oh my God, people need to chill. People need to chill. Stay inside. Like, what? What? Minecraft, bro. It's simple.
Robbie
That's
Phillips.
not bad.
Robbie Phillips is a Scottish pro rock climber who documents his extreme climbing adventure on his
That's
self-named
scary.
YouTube channel.
But it's
After
not
watching some of his videos,
claustrophobia.
it's safe to say he is a brave man.
Yeah, that is.
However, when
cool.
faced with the claustrophobic tight spaces of caving, even the bravest can be caught off guard. Take a look at Robbie's first venture into the Notts Cave 2 caving system in the Yorkshire Dales, England.
Is this his first? No.
Right, I said I flipping wanted this, and I'm getting it. Like, I'm not gonna deny
No.
this is. I'm getting closer.
No.
Robbie described the crawl as the most
No.
claustrophobic experience of his life, although it hasn't
Why?
completely
Do you see that? Why would you do that? Why? Just climb the rocks. Don't go inside of them. Like, what's the point of it? Like, I get it. You want to switch it up. You want to do a little crazy. That's cool. Like, I don't know. There's some other stuff you could do. I feel like climbing the rocks at a high altitude is scary enough. You don't need to go, especially like people like will watch it and be like, "Oh, that's not that bad. Go do it. Go do it." Cuz trust me, it is going to be another level.
put him off trying it again.
Oh, no. Thank you.
Wookey Hole.
That kind of looks cool.
Wookey
They got
Hole
lights in
caves
there.
are a series of limestone caverns on the southern edge of the Mendip Hills near Wells in Somerset, England. They have been used by humans for around
Oh, that looks
45,000 years,
really cool.
and today are a
It's a
popular
boat?
tourist attraction, and also a place used to mature cheddar cheese.
Hold up, cheddar cheese? Did you just say cheddar cheese? There's cheddar cheese growing down there? When did this happen? When they
A
launched
tourist
this?
attraction, and also a place used to mature cheddar cheese.
That's a
As a
weird
tourist
double
attraction,
usage.
the cave is notable for the Witch of Wookey Hole,
That
a
doesn't sound
roughly
fun.
human-shaped stalagmite that legend says is a witch turned to stone by a monk from Glastonbury.
Potentially.
It is also the place where the first cave dives in Britain took place in the 1930s, undertaken by Jack Shepherd and Graham Balcombe. Since
Dude, this got an early release date. You're telling me 1930 they were doing this? Holy crap. 1930? They were dropping in caves before they had iPhones, dude. Like, nobody was even there to film it.
then, divers have explored the extensive network of underwater chambers, although the full extent of the cave system is still unknown. In 1981, a trainee diver lost his life during a dive in the caves, after he lost his mouthpiece in one of the chambers. Take
That's
a look
not
at this
something you
incredible
wanna
footage
lose.
of what it's like to dive in the enclosed cave system of Wookey Hole, courtesy of Chris Jewell.
Yeah, that's a little close. Like, you're not, like, airtight squeezing, breathing just to get an inch in. But it is definitely, like, those big feet, the tank on your back, or I guess it's
Now
on
we
his
scuba
side.
dive, but I don't think you'll catch us down there anytime soon.
I don't even like the idea of scuba diving. I'm not even gonna lie. Scuba diving sometimes.
Tight squeeze. This video was filmed in a cave in southern Germany,
This
and
dude
it
came
certainly
from
isn't for those.
college graduation. What's going on with him? What we have little, hold on one second. 1, 2, 3. 3 inches of space right there. You have 3 inches of space, and you're trying to crawl through that.
Those who get claustrophobic watching people squeeze through tight spaces. But if you've made it this far into the video, then you're either not claustrophobic or just crazy.
I don't know which
Some of the
one.
rocks are so tight, you can't even turn your head or fully breathe in to get through them. And
That's
because there's
exactly what I'm
also water
saying.
at the entrance, if you don't wear a proper wetsuit, being cold and wet deep in the cave system could result in death, as a rescue mission is unlikely to be successful if you get stuck.
All the bugs, all the spiders down there, I'm all set in the real world, dude. I do not need to load into that map.
Prepare yourself, and take a look.
Oh my god, no! Stop it! Stop! Stop! Why? What's the point? What's the point? For the clip? What's the point? Why? What if you get lost? What if you forget which way you came from?
Jacob Calvin Hikes.
No!
We couldn't make this list without featuring Jacob Calvin Hikes.
I think this is
a
the guy that
YouTube
does all
channel
the crazy
dedicated
stuff.
to some of the most extreme caving you'll ever see.
Yeah, this is that guy.
Calvin and his teenage nephew Jacob take on some of the tightest squeezes
No.
imaginable around Oregon and Washington.
You're bringing somebody
The
with
channel
you
never
that's a...
reveals their exact
This guy,
locations in
yes!
the tightly protected cave system in the regions,
Look at
mainly to
this!
protect inexperienced hikers and cavers from trying to find them. The
Why?
channel's aim is not to encourage viewers to participate in the potentially dangerous activity.
The hole is smaller than him, and he's crawling through, talking to the camera, giving him step-by-step play. He's got his iPhone out of his pocket because he can't even have it in there. Just stick a long GoPro down there. CGI yourself in. I don't know. AI can probably do the trick nowadays. This is next level.
but rather to inspire them to follow their dreams.
I respect the
videos
message,
come with a
but
warning about not
holy crap,
attempting
totally,
some of the
dude.
crawls they do, unless an experienced guide is present.
You don't. Yeah,
In-
I recommend not doing this either. Yeah, I stand with them. I do. I saw this one clip of him a long time ago crawling through something that small with just millions of spiders falling on his head. Like, how are you going to tell me you're not claustrophobic and arachnophobia? How are you going to tell me that? How are you genuinely going to tell me that you just overcame both of those obstacles? Like, what?
Some of the videos,
What?
you can see the pair struggling to fit through the narrowest gaps.
Look at that. That's the size of a
sometimes
trash
removing
can.
clothes to get through.
Removing clothes.
Here is just a short compilation of some of those terrifying videos we've seen on their channel.
Oh, this is weird. This is a weird spot.
You're telling me, huh? Weird. That one's weird? That's no. Why? Stop. Just stop.
Drop into this hole. Ah, there we
You're
go.
laying
It's
down.
full of spiders, but
What the? That is the. He's got a hole in his shoe. Okay, and I probably shouldn't be focusing on that, but that caught my eye first. Second, why? What is the point of going down there? What is down there? That's so cool. There's a little HDMI cord sticking out. I can see that, but what, besides that, what else is down there? Is there a PS5 down there that you're gonna win? Is Mr. Beast down there trying to give you $100,000? I don't think so. So why are we doing it? I get the whole follow your dreams thing, but that's gonna leave you closer to a forever sleep. I just throwing it out there. I do it. No, I'm just kidding. I would not. I would not. That wasn't even the last one.
Nutty Putty.
Nutty
You've
Putty.
probably already heard about the tragic demise of John Jones, and we have covered it before on this channel many years ago.
No,
But in
I
case you
haven't.
haven't, we'll end this video with a devastating reminder of what could go wrong when you go caving.
Oh, I think I
At age
might have actually
26,
heard of this
John
one.
Edward Jones was in the prime of his life. He was married, had a 1-year-old daughter, and was attending medical school in Virginia. In
I don't think
November
I've heard of this.
2009, John and his brother Josh decided to explore Nutty Putty Cave, a notoriously tricky hydrothermal cave formation located just west of Utah Lake. The brothers had been keen cavers as children and wanted to revisit their childhood adventures. They weren't alone. 9 other friends and acquaintances had joined them. The group set off on the evening of November 24th. About an hour into the expedition, John and a couple of others decided to find the Nutty Putty cave formation, known as the Birth Canal, a very tight
Birth
passage that
Canal?
experienced cavers needed to carefully crawl through.
That doesn't sound
It had been
fun.
years since John had been in a
Oh
cave,
my god, no.
and at 6 feet tall and 200 pounds.
No.
He wasn't a little kid who used to easily crawl into caves with his father. Despite this, John pushed on, entering the narrow opening head first, and carefully shuffling along using his hips, stomach and fingers. However, it soon became apparent that he was stuck.
Oh,
He had
no.
squeezed in so tightly, he had no room to turn around, and no room to
Oh.
back out.
No,
He tried
dude.
to push on, but he just made things worse.
You
He
have
was stuck in a
1-year-old
space
at
that was
home.
barely 10 inches across and 18 inches high.
10 inches across, 18 inches high. I don't think this story's gonna end out well. Let's be for real. Oh no, that like, because it's that point right there, right when you realize you can't go forward, you can't turn around, and you can't even scoot yourself backwards. No.
Josh was the first to find John and tried to pull his brother out by grabbing his legs. However, this made things worse, and John slid down into the passage even further.
Oh, that's even
His
more
arms were now
terrifying.
pinned beneath his chest, and he couldn't move at all.
No.
All the brothers
Did they get him
who
out?
devout Mormons could do at this point was pray. Josh called for help, but because John was trapped 400 feet into the cave and 100 feet below the surface, getting rescuers, equipment, and supplies down that far took over an hour.
That's not that long. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he might have been sitting there. That might have been the worst hour of his life. But if it just took an hour, that's lucky. I don't know if they end up getting him out.
The first rescuer to reach John was a woman named Susie Motola, who arrived just after midnight on November 25th.
Wow, that's scary.
By this time, John
Nighttime.
had been stuck for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, that's not a
All
good
Susie could
sign.
see was a pair of navy and black running shoes.
Oh my god, he's
Time
like
was running out for John. The downward
Is he
angle
stuck
at
like
which he was
this?
trapped was putting huge stress on his body, and his blood was struggling to pump around.
Oh my god, yeah, you're
He began
blocking
having difficulty
flow.
breathing. At one point, rescuers brought a two-way cable radio into the cave and managed to lower it to John so he could speak to his wife. They were both understandably upset, but able to comfort each other. Over the next 24 hours, more than 100 rescue workers tried to free John,
It
but
took
after
a whole...
everything failed to budge him, they decided to use a system of pulleys and ropes. They tied John to a rope connected to a series of pulleys. When everything was in place, they pulled as hard as they could, working in an 8-man tandem. John was at times in great pain, but slowly but surely he started to move, until he was finally high enough to make eye contact with one of his rescuers. They even managed a short conversation. John was almost out. Then suddenly, without warning, one of the pulleys failed after coming loose from its anchor point in the cave wall. The entire team fell backward as the rope suddenly went loose. Once the dust had settled, the rescuers realized John had slid right down the crevice again, this time seemingly even deeper than before.
Come on. Come on. Come on. They get him all the way up there. He has a full conversation with somebody. They should have just pulled him out. There should have been no reason why he sat there and had a conversation. They should have just finished pulling him out. It probably was using so much tension to get him out that he fell back down. Why? Was there a reason why they couldn't just pull him out? Was there an actual reason why they couldn't just pull him out? He was stuck down there for a whole day. Imagine being stuck there for a whole day is insane. I was going to say, I thought it was just going to be an hour. After an hour, they maybe did something. Oh, no. A whole day is crazy. And then he got sucked back in. He had that moment of relief. Like, oh, my God, I'm making it out. Thank God. Thank God. Boom, right back in the hole.
There was now no hope of rescue, and John's heart could take no more after hours of strain due to his downward position. Sadly, John was pronounced dead of cardiac arrest shortly before midnight on the evening of November 25th, 2009.
So they just left him there?
Rescuers had heroically spent 27 hours trying to save him. His family thanked them for their help, despite the tragic news. After John's death, officials sealed off Nutty Putty Cave for good. They never recovered his body, which remains inside to this day.
Wow.
John's family had a plaque put on the entrance of the cave in his memory, and Nutty Putty Cave now serves as a natural memorial and gravesite to John Edward Jones. In 2016, filmmaker Isaac Halasima produced and directed a full-length feature film about the life and failed rescue of John Jones, called The Last Descent. It gives an accurate and terrifying insight into the ordeal John suffered, and is well worth a watch. So that's it for this video. If you're claustrophobic and made it all the way to the end, then we commend you. Let us know if you want to see more videos like this one.
Now, I wouldn't say I'm claustrophobic, right? I wouldn't say I have claustrophobia. Arachnophobia, yes. But it's more on the lines of, like, certain, like, I just don't understand it. I've been in some caves before. I've done, like, nothing to that extent. I've done some cave-esque type stuff just because it was, like, fun. But it was always stuff, like, you could stand up in, or worst case scenario, like, you would have to, like, kind of... You could like squat in, right? I never did anything crazy like that. I don't know if I will, you know. I don't think I will. But just for that sheer factor of, like, he's stuck in a downwards position is insane. And, like, especially this guy right here, too. This guy's an absolute beast with it. But, like, look at that right there. Look at that. Like, what? Why? Why is this a thing? It's just like, just watching it. I understand the message, like, follow your dreams. You know, you could do whatever you want. Yeah, he's living proof of it. But at the same time, God, that is terrifying. I'm not going to be the one to do that. Oh, man. Let me know if you guys have ever cave dived or did anything this crazy, or even just, like, in general, like, you know, scuba dive in a cave, or just kind of not this crazy, but, like, you know, just kind of went through a cave. Because it's always cool. I don't mind caves. It's just when it's to this extent, I couldn't do it personally. But anyways, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys haven't already, make sure you absolutely smash that like button. Honestly, it's pretty cringy if you haven't. I mean, I'm not upset at you, but, like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing here? It's okay. It's okay. You don't got to be discouraged or anything. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, because if you haven't, what are you doing, bro? Just subscribe, join the Whiteout Army. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.